Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be doing my full review of the Emp Edc Slenderman. Boom. But first, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. All right, cool. So this is an interesting knife. This is the Slenderman by Emp Edc. It is an OTF, a very long, slender OTF. And I'm sure you guys know by now what OTF stands for, but if not, it is an out the front automatic knife. So all I have to do is push that switch up and the knife deploys. Let's see, I have an out the side knife, my little stubby Boker. That is out the side. This is out the front. So this is actually the first knife from John over at Emp Edc. I'm sure you guys know him from his second design. Oh, just knocked the table. From his second design, the Nimble. Nimble is super popular. He's doing another drop of the Nimbles. This time it's the liner lock version, which is very tempting, I have to say. I was checking out that they have a blue micarta version. Looks very cool. So I was considering picking up one of those. Also, of course, I have one of the first production run Nimbles, just a plain titanium with the blue accents, the blurple accents. Great knife. It was my knife of the year, 2021, and I'm looking forward to seeing. He's coming out with all these different versions of the Nimble. Looks epic. Anyway, before he did the Nimble, he came out with this, and I'm not sure if this is actually his design. I think it might be a collaboration with someone, not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure the Nimble was his first design, although he was selling these on his website beforehand, so I'm assuming this was a collaboration. I think he assembles these himself, which is pretty epic, because I have never disassembled or assembled an OTF, so I feel like that is not necessarily an easy task. I did not pick this up when these dropped or when these were on his website. I think he did one run of these, and then he did a second run more recently, which by now it was months ago. And then he posted that he had a few factory seconds blemished versions of these. And I was trying to find what the blemish is. I think there's like a little kind of blemish on the paint. Of course, these are aluminum handles. I don't know. I mean, it's hard, maybe a little bit of discoloration there. I was trying to find maybe a scratch on the blade or two. I don't know. I was trying to find what the blemish is, but obviously they are, as he said, they're fully functional. And they were posted with a huge discount. So I saw it and I thought, yeah, it's good to support a fellow knife guy, fellow designer, and a discount always makes everything better. So I figured, hey, even if I am not a huge fan of the knife, let's go ahead and support John, pick one up, got the discount, and I got this in hand. And after I got it in hand, I was super impressed. This is, I wouldn't consider myself an OTF guy, Some people go crazy for their Guardian Tacticals and their Microtechs and whatever. And of course, I can appreciate those knives. I have a few Microtechs. But I'm not like, I would rather have a frame lock. For me, I'm like, ooh, boom. This does it for me. And normally OTFs don't. But I got this in hand. I was just like, wow, what a cool design. Very unique as far as I'm concerned. You have the Tanto blade shape on the OTF. Super skinny, slim blade. I really like that fuller cutout action going on. Of course, this color, you guys know, love that blue. It's really slim in hand, long and slender, hence the name Slenderman. And one of the things that really kind of sealed the deal for me once I got this in hand was the action is just great. Really smooth, responsive, snappy action. I've had Microtechs in hand that the action was not even close to being this good. I mean, you guys can see, just super responsive, super crisp and snappy. Really solid knife. There are not that many downsides to this knife. And that was surprising to me, very surprising. So let's go ahead and get a size comparison going. I'm going to get out the North Arm Skaha 2, which is actually very similarly sized. And let's also bust out the VBR, which again, very similarly sized. Let's go ahead and see where the Slenderman measures up, because I'm actually not sure. I have not measured it yet. We got the VBR coming in 3.5 inches, 8 inches overall. Slenderman, what do we got? Okay, I'm calling that just about 3.5, maybe a little under 3.5, and 8 overall. Interesting, really interesting dimensions and blade length, handle length. And then the North Arm Skaha 2, I'm calling that 3.25, and we got about 7.5 overall. If anyone's wondering about the action of the Skaha, still a little crunchy, but what are you gonna do? The carbon fiber feels awesome. Let's go ahead and get the VBR out of the way. And let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the Slenderman. Heads up, this review is not gonna be super long. That's just the case with OTFs. There's not a whole lot to talk about, and that's okay. OTF reviews don't need to be 15 minutes long. They don't need to be 20 minutes long, but there are a few more things to talk about. Number one thing that I really like, got some S35 VN, and we have a number on the knife. So I know what number this is. Not sure what the production run was, if this was 1 or 2 or what. Doesn't matter as much as, hey, I got number 112, very cool. S35 VN, solid blade steel, good to go for me. And I know he did another run of these. It might have been the same run, but they were in D2. Of course, I would prefer S35 VN. The clip, not my favorite clip. Sometimes with these, you get, when it's just a single screw, you get a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of wobble. I have none. This has not wobbled on me, but traditionally these are not my favorite because of that wobble. In pocket, this thing carried really well. It's extremely light. The aluminum, of course, extremely light. Interesting little kind of ball bearing thing for the tip of the clip. It slides in and out of pocket really easily. Good retention. Some may say it's a little bit light on retention. For me, it was fine. In my pocket, it just slipped right in and out. Really carryable. Now, of course, you got to be careful. This is a giant OTF. I feel like this, Knife Standards does not have a law degree, but I feel like this will not be legal in many places. So definitely check your laws. But as far as carry goes, how it feels in pocket, really slim, slender, comfortable, easy to carry, and really easy to deploy. I always like to check the blade play, and with 99% of OTFs, there is blade play. There is not that much with this knife, which is nice. I think the only one that does not have any blade play, which I have not handled, is the Deadlock, the Hawk Deadlock. Yeah, is that it? Hawk? Yeah, I think it's the Deadlock. Anyway, have not handled one of those, but hopefully I get to in the future. Maybe at my next, I don't think they go to Blade Show. Maybe at California Custom Knife Show. I don't know. Anyway, getting off topic. Things I like about this knife: really super slim, great action. Love the Tanto. Boom. You don't always see that on OTFs. Came super damn sharp. I do like this fuller cutout. The color is great. let's see if this is, I'm not planning on disassembling this anytime soon or ever, but I think these are yeah, these must be T6. Yeah, so T6 on the body screws. On one end, that's a downside for me. I would prefer T8 so I don't strip the screws, but on the other side, they're Torx bits. I mean, they're not bits, they're Torx screws. So it's Torx hardware. So I can disassemble this if I want to, unlike Microtex where they have the stupid tri-wing thing and I got to buy the proprietary tool. And you guys know my proprietary disaster with the Southern Grind. So that is in one way it's a downside, but in the other way it's good. If I wanted to disassemble this, I could. I don't think you guys want to see a video of that. It would be a disaster. Another nice little thing, of course, you get his logo on there, and then this design that goes all the way down provides just a little bit of extra grip. Overall, this is a pretty solid knife, and you cannot beat this thing for the price that I got it for the discounted price. Man, I don't know what these go for normally. I'm guessing, I don't know, closer to $200, and I did not pay $200 for this, which is awesome. So is that affecting how much I like this knife? Yeah, definitely. If you can get a knife for a deal, hey, that's just a huge plus in my book. Overall, really solid knife. Some things I would change, I don't know. I think for being a slender OTF, the clip fits, sits nicely in pocket, the blade fits the handle. I mean, for what it is, it's definitely, for this guy, it's all about the design, solid materials, and if anything goes wrong with it or there's anything weird going on, I can always email or DM John from Emp Edc. He's super cool about that stuff. Customer service, trying to make it right, or just, talking knives, discussing it back and forth. I really appreciate that. So anyway, this has been Knife Standards. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my full review of the Emp Edc Slenderman, and I will catch you guys later.